Hello dear friends, welcome to another lecture of Basic Mechanical Engineering. Today's topic is Production Engineering and my name is Professor Jawalkar. I am Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, SIRT Bhopal. So let's begin the lecture. As you can see, the production process. A production process is the method of using economic input or resources like labor, capital equipment or land to provide goods and service to the consumer. Generally, the production process can be divided into four categories or four methods of doing the production. That is casting, machining, joining. In the joining, there is a welding, mechanical fasteners we can use, epoxies, etc. And the last one, that is the deformation process. In the casting process, we are having a molten metal that can be settled in a mold, and after cooling the mold we can get the product, and somehow it can be very much finished, or there are some unfinished surfaces that can be finished after other machining processes. So basically the casting process having two categories, the broad categories, that is expandable mold process and permanent molding process. So this is an example of how we do the casting. So there is a molten metal that can be poured in the mold, and after solidify it, we can get the product. So this is another diagram which show you how a pattern can be made and the casting process can be done. Now there are the classification of molding. As I told you, the expandable mold process, permanent mold process, these are the two broad divisions of casting. And in the expandable mold process, there is a sand casting, shell casting, plaster casting, ceramic casting, investment casting. And in the permanent mold process, low pressure permanent molding, permanent mold casting, vacuum permanent mold casting, die casting, squeeze casting, centrifugal casting, semi-centrifugal casting, injection molding, and compression molding. So this is the classification of casting process. Now, what are the advantages of casting process? So any intricate shape, either internal or external, can be made with the casting process. It is practically possible to cast any material. Tools required for casting process are generally inexpensive compared to the other manufacturing processes or the production process. Cooling of casting is generally uniform from all directions. Hence, it is generally does not have directional properties. Many material can be processed with the casting. It is practically possible to make casting of any size as compared to other production processes. It is generally cheaper as compared to the other production processes. So these are the advantages of casting. Now there are some limitations also of the casting. That is, there is a less dimensional accuracy, not so good finished surface we can get. Sand casting process is labor intensive. With some material, it is not possible to overcome defects arising due to moisture present in sand. So these are the limitations. It has poor surface finish. As I told you, we are having a poor surface finish in the casting process after getting the cooled metal. There is a there is a surface finishing which is very bad. So this is all about the casting process. I hope you understand the casting, and this is sufficient for today. Thank you very much.